Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's been full on on this narrowboat for the past few weeks as I endeavour to fix a myriad of problems that are on the boat. Uh, One of the major issues that I've had, so I'm in the back bedroom, but this is where the calorifier sits and the pump and everything. You can see over there, there's water pump. The water pump was like firing, like pumping, I don't know, 6 or 7 times during the night and stuff. I couldn't figure out what it was. And like engines, I was petrified about touching anything to do with water, because I just don't understand it. But with the help of my engineer friend Charlie, we've been able to fix the problem. And I'm beginning to learn about water as well. It's just another thing you got to learn about when you're on a bloody narrowboat. So I'll just show you what's been happening, right? So down here, that's my accumulation tank. And then just here, there's a connection to the pipe there. That was leaking, that was dripping. And also the emergency valve here was also leaking. And it was leaking into a 5 litre container. And it was leaking so bad that I would have to change this out every 2 or 3 days. So what I've done is I've actually just ran a pipe from, so I've cut the pipe short and I've put in a junction. You can see there, I don't know if you can see that. Actually, I'm going to flip it around the other way more to show you. So I put in a right angle junction, plastic right angle junction, and some PVC pipe running straight into the bilge. I have kind of just flicked this to see if that will help sort of give it a proper seal again, because that really shouldn't be leaking at all. That's just an emergency valve, right? So we'll see how that goes, but I think I'll just end up replacing that. As for the drip over here, the leak over here, but basically what I did is I switched off the pump. So I've switched off the 12-volt system. So I've switched off all the power, depressurized the system, and removed these, put some plumber's tape, that white plumber's tape around both the joints, and it appears to have stopped the leak. I have left that 24 hours now, so it appears the drip has now stopped, which is awesome. As for the accumulator tank, I thought this was the problem, but it just wasn't up to pressure. When I tested it, it was only at 11.5 psi, and as you can see, it's written 25 psi on the tank. Basically, this is just so that when you turn the tap on, you'll get water straight away, and then the pump kicks in to provide you continuous water. The way around it is a little screw on the back there, exactly like a bicycle tube, right? So you unscrew that little thing, put your basically bicycle pump on there, and then pump it up to the required level. So I started with 15 psi, because I actually thought this was knackered, but it just needed to be pumped up. So that's what I did. I've got a little, I use this for my bike. This is a motorized pump. So you just attach that to the back of that. You can just set this to whatever PSI you want, press go, and it pumps it up to the required pressure. So that's working brilliantly now. So when I turn the tap on, I get pretty much the same pressure as I do initially, as well as when the pump is running. So I'm feeling really, really happy with all that now. That's stopped leaking. This is, well, we'll see. I've only just fitted it, so I did hear the pump run a little bit overnight. So obviously what's happening is it's depressurizing, letting some water out, and then pressurizing again, hence why the pump is going. So, again, we'll just monitor that. I have flicked it across this morning because I thought, maybe it's just a loose connection or something like that. So I'll just keep an eye on that over the next couple of days, but I think we're probably going to just replace that anyway. But I'm really happy with this because before I had to it was running into that bloody container. I'd have to empty that container every couple of days, you know. So now it's running into the bilge, and you might say, well, that's great, but what about the water in the bilge? Okay, so I've just bought this. This is a fully automatic bilge pump with float switch. So just turn it the other way so you can see. So 12 volt. Looks like it's a pretty decent pump. Pump's like 750. What does it say? 750 gallons per hour. That's huge. But it does mean now, once I rig this up, put that in the bilge, once the water reaches a certain level, I'll be able to get rid of the water. So I basically fixed all my water leakage issues. So I'm feeling, again, empowered by the water system. Look, there's so many pipes and stuff going in and out. It's a bit of a weird, yeah, like I said, I'm still kind of learning where things are going. At the moment, I only have the one pump. That gives me water for, you know, cold water and hot water. But as you can see down here, it appears like there's a cold pipe and a hot pipe that have been shut off. I don't know why or anything. So I'd just be interested to, I'm still, as I said, still learning, but at least I have fixed the water leak, and that's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm so happy about that. It means now I can start thinking about what I'm going to do in this space. As you can see, it's a complete mess. You know, the compost loo is going. I've had my day with compost loos. I'm getting 2 new cassettes for my Thetford C2. And I'm going to skip that. Yeah, you know, I had thought about trying to compost on the boat and stuff, but I can't be bothered. I really can't. I'll just use the conventional way, what everybody else uses, a cassette or pump out, but I've got a cassette, so I'll just use the cassette. You know, you're living on a boat, you've got to with shit, you know. So whatever, you know. But and the cassettes are really big. They'll last like 3 or 4 weeks, you know. So I've got no real problems in emptying that out. It's, you know, it's just part of it, isn't it? But now, yeah, once I get, you can see here the previous owners started to remove they were going to replace all the ceiling and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm actually going to put it all back together. You know, just put it all back. Eventually, what I think I'm going to do, because I've got the space, because I've got height, I'm probably just going to use tongue and groove and do like the ceiling and down the sides and whatever else. So yeah, still a lot of work to go, but I am getting there. You know, the engine was first. The electrics are being installed next week, so I'm getting new inverter, new batteries. I've got to install that bilge pump as well, so lots happening in that department. I've now fixed the water leak. And then once all that's done, then I can start renovating this back room. And that's kind of it. Once this is done, oh, and of course my partner's office, which is where the plastic drawers are. That's going to be his little mini office. That's where the wardrobe was before. So I'm getting there. It's taken a lot out of me because at the moment, I'm still suffering from long COVID, which means my appetite hasn't fully come back. After 3 months, I'm only just getting my taste buds back. My sense of smell doesn't appear to have come back much really either. But long COVID also means I'm feeling a lot more tired. So I'll do a project, you know, for half a day, and then I'll rest because I'm just exhausted, you know. So I just have to be aware of that and just, you know, take my time. There's no rush really. I've still got, Duncan's not due to move in until July, so I've got a fair amount of time left to get all this, you know. Once it gets stuck in, it won't take very long. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with this back room, and then once that's done, I can enjoy the summer and just cruise, and yeah, start working on the exterior. I'll do another vlog about that shortly as well, because that's yeah, that's another major project I've got to do.